Iga Swiatek does it again. She is unbeaten in Masters 1000 tournaments. She does the Sunshine Double. She won in Wales just over a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. And everyone thought, okay, she's won in Indian Wells. She's in fantastic form, but surely she can't complete the Sunshine Double of winning Miami as well. Given the quick turnaround, given that she's been playing a lot of tennis this year, she just turned around and said, no, I don't mind the weather. I don't feel tired. I'm actually in fantastic form. And I'm going to win. I'm going to win really convincingly as well. And she won the final yesterday against Osaka in fantastic fashion. She really was a level above. And I'll put my hands up and say I got it wrong because I did predict Osaka to win in 3 sets. Although I did also say that I thought it was a 50-50. But if I had to choose, and I did say I wouldn't be surprised if Swiatek won. However, I didn't think she'd win in straight sets. And that, to me, is what was even more impressive. And the bagel as well in the second set. I mean, I know Osaka after said that, she's happy to be on the court, etc., which is fantastic. But that would have been slightly embarrassing, to say the least, in a final. But she has this phenomenal record in finals. I think her first pro final, she lost Swiatek. But after that, every final she's been in, I'm pretty sure she's won, which is a fantastic record to have. Talking of records, let's go through them before we break down the match in her tournament. So she is the 4th woman to win the Sunshine Double. And that's after Steffi Graf, Kim Clijsters, and Victoria Azarenka. She's the first woman, though, ever to win the first 3 WTA 1000 events of the year. So, of course, she won Doha. She then won Indian Wells, and now she's just won Miami. So she's unbeaten in Masters 1000 tournaments this year so far. She also is on a 17-match win streak, winning 20 straight sets and, of course, 3 straight titles. So, and to add to that, the cherry on the top, she will become world number 1 tomorrow, in being Monday. So, I mean, it's just mind-blowing stuff from Swiatek. Records galore, and she will be extremely happy. And you can just see she's playing with this confidence and this, I think, aura around her where she is very confident. She's the only player on tour to have a full-time psychologist with her on tour. And I don't think it's a bad decision at all to have a psychologist on your team full-time because, well, from what I've talked to, not just tennis players, but other athletes, they say a huge percentage of elite sport is the mental side. So, look, I mean, she definitely seems to be going from strength to strength. Is Iga Swiatek. We'll also look into Naomi Osaka as well. Look at what this means for her. She had a good tournament up until the final. And look, I mean, it's the first top 10 player she's played, Osaka, since February 2020. So that means she won the Australian Open last year without beating a top 10 player. And that, I think there's 2 ways of looking at that. Number one is, okay, there's a lot of upsets in that tournament. But number 2, in the women's game, in comparison to the men's, I think currently the top 10 changes a lot. I think if we're talking about top 5 wins, then okay, but top 10, I think it has changed and it has been choppy and changing a lot in the last few years, the women's game. At the top, when you're talking about the kind of top 3, it's kind of been relatively stable, with obviously Ash Barty was at the top there, but there's obviously going to be massive shifts now after she's retired. So, yeah, really intriguing times. Iga Swiatek will go into the clay court season. She won't be playing Charleston. She's pulled out because of an arm injury. So it will be a little rest for her, which will probably be a good thing. And then she can concentrate on Roland Garros. Let's then dive into the match a little bit. So I've got some stats here as well, which I'll bring up. And then we can also have a look and just see what happens. So as you can see here, 6-4, 6-love. I mean, comprehensive to say the least from Swiatek. The first set was competitive in periods, and I might do it by set rather than match stats. So we're going to get set 1 here. So 7 aces for Osaka, which is really good. Like, that's a good sign after, obviously serving very well against Bencic. A double fault apiece. The first set percentage is not ideal for Osaka, but actually for Swiatek, it's terrible at 39%. First serve points 1 at 69% is okay. But look at this from Swiatek, 73% on first serve and 71% on second serve. Now, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, this is a pretty damning stat for Osaka's returning. Now, it's something she said she has been working on in the off-season. And I think, to be fair to her, we definitely saw positive signs of it throughout the tournament. But in this final, it didn't work. She kept on changing her return position, especially on the second serve return. She ended up being very far inside the baseline. And I don't have an issue with that. But if you're going to commit to being that far inside the baseline, you need to do two things for me. The first thing is that the return has to be basically, spot on. Absolutely spot on. If you put a return down the middle from that court position, you're in no man's land. It's really tough then to recover. So you're going inside the baseline as much as she was to give yourself an advantage to then, I guess, hit a very attacking and effective return to rush the server. It happened on occasion, but it wasn't happening regularly enough. And second serve returns, really, you should be making them. I mean, even at pro level, you expect to make every single second serve return, really. And she wasn't doing that. She was hitting a lot into the top of the net or going wide or going long. So that would have been slightly disappointing. And especially Swiatek's second serve isn't particularly big. Yes, she hits a kick serve, fine, but it's at 60, it's at about 70 miles per hour. So she's got a lot of time. She just wasn't quite being patient enough on it. In addition to that, you can see that 39% of first serves in from Swiatek. Now, that's the issue, right? So that wasn't good from Swiatek. However, she didn't have to worry about making loads of first serves throughout the whole match because the second serve was doing the job enough. And I think that is really an issue for Osaka is, okay, she clearly has a weakness against the kick serve. Not many women hit the kick serve as well as Swiatek in the women's game. So that's not something she'll need to worry about with too many other opponents. But it's something that she should work on because hopefully this will be a matchup we will see numerous times in years to come. So, yeah, something definitely to work on. And then you can see from Osaka's point of view as well, she would have been hoping to win a larger percentage of first serve points won. On the second serve, it's not poor at 45%. It's not terrible. But at 69%, she would have been hoping to get it more towards the 80% mark, especially if she served 7 aces. And considering how big her first serve is at times and how effective it can be, really, she needs to be doing more behind the serve on that 1+ play. And I felt like at times she wasn't. And that's why she had to, you can see there, she saved 4 out of 5 break points in set 1. But Iga Swiatek was just extremely solid. And in the ground stroke exchanges, she was actually having the better of Osaka at times. The first set was nip and tuck, of course, just the one break. So it was very competitive. But you can see why Swiatek ended up taking it. Look, service points won 71%, return points won 41%. So total points won. You can just see overall, she just had a better game, Swiatek, in that first set. And the second set was just a complete wipeout. I mean, 3 aces for Swiatek, so good from her. None for Osaka, 2 double faults. First set percentage from Osaka at 33%. Massive, massive drop. Her level clearly dropped, and I think she would have been a little bit disappointed after the first set. And the momentum shifted visibly, I think, in that second set. And that was a little bit disappointing because I don't think she gave up, but I just think mentally she kind of she folded a little bit. She did. It's great to see her on tour, and it's great to see her doing so well, getting to the final. It was just a little bit of a shame not to see her be more, I guess, mentally strong in that second set to then at least be competitive. I understand that Swiatek was playing well. I mean, look at the first set percentage in the second set at 78%, which is really impressive. But Osaka wasn't taking care of her own service game at 33%. I mean, that's just not good enough. And the first serve points won, which is always the vital stat, 40% only, 10% on second serve. Look at that from Swiatek, 79% and 50%. So there were, I mean, to be fair, errors were just everywhere as well for Osaka in that second set. It was coming from all different parts of the game. Yeah, a couple of double faults. Yes, not managing to make the first serve. The second serve was a bit loopy, not much on it. She needs to work on that a little bit, Osaka, because the second serve, it shouldn't be hit at 70, 73, 74 miles per hour when her first serve can kind of like break the 120-mile-per-hour mark. I mean, she needs to kind of have a less of a range in between her first and second serve, and that means bulking up her second serve. And then the errors just kept on coming from both forehand and backhand side into the net, into the tram lines. I mean, the way she lost was just a shanked forehand off the court, really trying to go across court. So yeah, not ideal whatsoever. And in the end, a very, very comprehensive win from Swiatek. But yeah, I mean, look, you can see here, look at this, WTA number 77. So the fact she's managed to kind of make the final for Osaka is a huge, huge thing. For Swiatek, though, I mean, the records will just keep on tumbling. She's in fantastic form. She's now the world number one. She'll go into Roland Garros as probably the favorite. I mean, I think Sakari will be up there, as will someone like a Badosa. But honestly, I think she will be up there. Osaka is going to be playing the clay court season, she said. She will be playing it. And she's actually relatively, I wouldn't say confident, but she's happy to be playing it. She said, look, I've grown up playing green clay here in Miami. So really, or in the US even, she said, really, I just need to sort out my movement on the clay, which is, I'm really glad that she cited that as well, because I do think her movement needs some working on, not just on clay, but on the hard courts as well. That was a huge difference between herself and Swiatek in the match. It was just, you could see Swiatek was just a lot more light on her feet. She was able to get to balls easier, position herself a lot easier and with comfort. Saka at times looks like she's almost grounded, not quite on her toes and ready to move. And it's a weird thing to say because she's such a good player, but it's definitely something she could work on for sure. And I know someone like, for example, Serena Williams, who was obviously is a similar type of player in terms of very powerful. She worked on her movement for years and years and years, and obviously got to a stage where her movement was incredible. And it wasn't a weakness whatsoever. I think Osaka needs to do something similar. She needs to be working on that a lot because she's powerful. She's not. Yeah, I think she's very athletic, but she's obviously not got the type of legs that Swiatek has. When I mean legs, I mean in terms of like agility wise. But it's something you can work on, and if she does, it will help her game a huge amount. So hopefully she does do that, and she will be playing Wimbledon as well. She did say that she struggles a little bit at Wimbledon because of the movement again. Hasn't played much on grass, but we should hopefully see, as long as she stays fit in both those Grand Slams. So it looks like we'll see a full year from her, which will be fantastic to see. For Swiatek, I mean, the sky's the limit. She's a Grand Slam champion. She's won, I think, 4 or 5 now Masters 1000 tournaments, and she's only 20 years of age. So, I mean, who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if she wins another Grand Slam this year to add to her French Open title in 2020. Yeah, let's see. Anyways, that's all from me. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Please do remember to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Really do appreciate it. Also, click the bell button to get alerted to all the new videos that we upload. In addition, do follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We've also got a Discord server in the description of this video. Do check that out. In addition to a Patreon as well, where you can support the channel and also get some cool perks. We also do have an opportunity to join the QualityShot team to cover one of the 3 sports we do cover. It will be a kind of a segment of your choice or something along those lines. If you are interested, do email us at qualityshot.f@gmail.com. It's also a post on our YouTube community tab, so you can check it out for the full details, or you can just email me and I can talk it through with you. But yeah, we've had a few people interested, so thank you for that. And hopefully we can get a couple of people on board and yeah, get you guys involved, which would be fantastic. Cool. Thanks very much, guys. Stay safe and well, and I'll see you on the next video.